Welcome Virtual War Veterans, my name is Chris and today we'll be continuing playing Decisive Campaigns Ardennes Offensive. This will be the round number 11. This episode is a little bit different. We will focus more on the stats. We will not necessarily move any counters. We will look at the map. We'll go through replay. So this will be the moving counters. Now, why I'm doing the stats and the replay separate. Sometimes when I'm thinking about the way I'm editing the video is simple that I'm spending half of the first episode just on the replay, try to rush the moves of the third army of the pattern, and then it costs me sometimes a little bit, so I just try to rush the first episode. I think the episode to wrap our heads around the total of the stats, the replay, and maybe the supply will be the first episode, and another two episodes will be episode 2 of the round 11, and then so on, and episode 3 of the round 11, and so on in the future. Will be more about the movements. So there will be 2 episodes for the movement. That's I tested. It is possible to do, but I want to do one separate episode at least every day, which is every 4 rounds, just to have an episode about the general stats. I think this is easier for me to edit and this is easier for you to watch. So, some people just want to skip the review, they just want to see the moves. Now, just as I am on this, thank you guys very much. For now, we are almost at the 10 subscribers. So, we finally grow, we slowly growing, and we definitely, for all of you who subscribe, thank you very much. For everyone watching and lurking, thank you very much as well. It's nice journey. The information from Falco in an email, let me just go through. So he said the mega stack defense strategy is certainly quite efficient in the game. He must remember if he plays in the Halles in the future. Now, the stacks are mostly because we have cities and we are desperate. Axis had 54 points, 70 on the map, but we inflicted 16 points of casualties for them. They need 110 for the major victory. So at the moment we are winning, but again, they piercing through our lines across the map. We're gonna go through it in a moment. Now, he lost around over 20, maybe 25,000 infantry altogether. There are some SS infantry starting to pop in, so we always, this is valuable. 3,500 SS infantry, that's a already big one. Panther Grenadiers, almost 400 half trucks, 251s. So that's, the Germans, they cannot afford necessarily to lose half trucks and any other mobile vehicles, because they mostly just walking, or it's a horse-drawn units, so any vehicles for them it's like gold. Now 120 grief still, 76 stooks. There's lots of packs, panthers, mostly panthers, so they pushing panthers to the front line instead of panzer force. It's a choice, maybe it's because we try to stop 12 SS. Some hetzers, you can always stop and pause it if you want. Anything else? Yeah, so 10 Panzer Force, 15 Stu. Anything else? Yeah, some capture units, and altogether it's almost 20,000 points. Now for us, just before I move in the detail, we have 12.1 thousand. So we're winning by around 8,000 points at the moment. So we're winning. Now in terms of tracks, I don't know how much General Motors can produce these tracks, but we lost 1,100 and even more. Our penal bazooka battalions and units, teams, our penal bazooka teams, 755. So it's literally, if you have bazooka, you need to just shot it and run. Just, it's almost like a Panzerfaust, because you're getting destroyed. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. Now 55 Panzer Force. There's an area, I think Combat Command A of the 9th in the south. This unit will be wiped out, so that's where the Sherman's starting popping in across our board. So we as well, we're getting some casualties. They start growing. As I said, our lines are a little bit breaking. Our cards, supply, airstrike, roadblocks. Oh, another new unit, so that's great. Let's see, so it's unknown unit, and now this is the south. Okay, that's what interests me more. So it's a tiny engineer battalion. It's not even a battalion, maybe it's a company. Okay, they gathering. So yeah, there's artillery. We lost 1 howitzer. Now can we run away? I think we can run away from here. Now, how far is the other problem. We lost most of our tanks. They lost 20 infantry, so definitely that's a good trade for him. But we're still holding. Now, artillery. This is an unit which was attached. It was in a city before. We tried to run away with it. You know, we didn't manage. They cut us off here. So Combat Command A. I think it's here. Combat Command A of the 9th. Almost wiped out. I think that this is the only unit which belongs to it, or something around those lines. Heavy casualties. The Falco148 battalions are moving. Once again, the attack. And once again, we just losing. But, you know, we messed up here. But yeah, that Combat Command A screw up here. This would screw up the whole line, really. So, you need to be really careful, because small moves have big consequences sometimes. Now, artillery. And shoot in the city. We have literally desperation force, cooks, signal units, anyone possible which is going there. And now in Ettelbruck, 901st tried to attack us. They just it was just artillery attack. We just lost 10 engineers. But as much as we're holding Ettelbruck, the enemy cannot be supplied in here, because this supply goes through here, and then we are blocked here, and the supplies go through here. Need to go through Ettelbruck until it goes to those units, the Stuck battalion. I'll just continue. Okay, so that's a trial. So Ettelbruck still holds. We lost 1 truck, MG truck, 10 engineers. We lost 30 Panzer Grenadiers and 6 half trucks. Considering we got attacked by 34 Panzer force, we definitely defend ourselves with, what, 2 anti-tank guns? And how much bazooka? 32 bazooka teams. And that's it. That's all what's defense. Right, so there's a unit wiped out. Okay, so this is west of Ettelbruck. So this is, I'm not sure what that unit is. Oh yeah, Combat Command B of the 10th. So we tried to run away to them. But we got intercepted. Now we lost 1 Sherman. They lost 10 infantry in 1 truck. That's a bad trade. Now, oh, damn, we got attacked again. So we lost 2 Panzer... sorry, they lost 2 Panzerschrecks, 6 half trucks and 50 infantry. We lost 5 Shermans. That's really bad trade. Now, why it happened? So they have 650 millimeter packs, some half tracks, grille. I don't see just 9 Panzerschrecks. It's not much force, so they got really lucky with that one, I suppose. Now this is Bastogne from the Wilds once again. So would they clear it? Almost. There's just 10 engineers there now. But yes, that unit is, we need to run away. We need to continue running, cut the bridge, just hold Bastogne line until the reinforcements arrive. Exactly. There. Nothing, another artillery attack, just 40 millimeter anti-air gun. Again, some small casualties. Will be attacked. No, just intercept fire, so they lost 2 points of power. Looking at what they had quite nice force in there. So this is a recon battalion. I suppose we will be attacked. Yes. Okay, but we stood the ground. Okay, we lost just 1 quadruple mounted 50 cals half track. So this is an AA half track. They lost 10 Panzer Grenadier, 6 SDKFZ 251, 1 Panther, great, yeah, and 1 flag. I don't know who got ideas from who, but you know, this is more or less the same. A camp group, a Piper. Will they breach our barricades this time? Now just the RT preparation, another RT. We're getting less and less units, but the strength is still 99. Another artillery. Okay, so this is a Pioneer battalion. So they're gonna fix the bridges. As much as when they fix this bridge, you know, the dam will open, and then the St. Vint will be overwhelmed if we don't finish. on time. Now, as you can see, they attacked me from the forest, they attacked me from the hill. So they're already attacked from 1, 2, 3 directions, at least known. But we still hold. Okay, so we fight here until the last man. The men know that if they need to stay. 200 infantry, 30 half trucks. Wow, that cost them a bit. Yeah, 2 panthers, 1 grill, 1 whirlwind. I'll take this. There is no retreat here. There is no surrender. Maybe we'll hold another turn. We will see. We're not gonna give the reinforcements to that units because they already breached the forest area. So we already have problems in south of St. Vint. So it's just a matter of time. We're playing on time. But we still held 30 half tracks. I'll take it. And we stopped them as well. So this unit moved west and they attacked us. But they didn't destroy anything. So we killed 10 Voss Grenadier with automatic rifles. Okay, and they pushing through. I don't see any units here. I don't think they breach west of me. Now this is the north, this is Rodgen area, the 78 and 102nd operates here, so interception, there's an attack. So that unit was here for a really long time, and it's still holding. And it's still held. I don't know how, but you know, they should just put their hands up a long time ago. Now artillery. Now this is, I think this is a city. Just I don't remember the name. And he's stacking. Okay, another artillery, then nothing. The longer we stay in place, the bigger entrenchment we get. And this is the second infantry. Again, this is great area. They fixed 2 bridges. I think both of those bridges were destroyed before. And we got artied. Small casualties, and yeah, there is definitely a unit here. And I think they have the height advantage towards me. But still, there's a pioneer battalion looking at what attacked me. So they lost 130 pioneers, 251, 8 half tracks, 2 mortiers, and 1 panzerschreck. We lost how much? 50 infantry? Yep, 2 bazookas, 2 anti-air half tracks, some mortars. Yeah, I'll take it any day. Like, you cannot, if I'm holding you here and I can, you know, just holding all the north non-stop and just worry here and push most of my units and most of my artillery in this area, that's what I want. As much as they don't push me from those bridges, because then they would open, you know, a problematic situation for me. I still have those cities to, and, you know, forests to retreat to if the situation arrives. But I don't think we need to worry about this now. Now, another thing, 127 moves, it's all here. So there's a movement east of our 12 SS concentration. So I think that's 3rd Fallschirmjäger or 5th Fallschirmjäger. Okay, so this is Fallschirmjäger battalion. Looked like artillery coming to visit us again, but no, not this time again. Would easily destroy units if he will do recon with artillery again. Just small artillery. We give, yeah, just to recap from last turn. This unit got surrounded, I think, for at least 2 rounds. But we pushed the enemy. We pushed the Stuck battalion, and we reinforced it with some anti-tank guns. So I hope they will hold. Yeah, they did hold. And there was big, even though they attacked us from 3 sides, we inflict big casualties towards them. So I think that's why he sent me a note in the email that super stacks, they work so nice. But he attacked me with many battalions anyway. We lost 20 infantry, 1 tank, 1 anti-cat tank gun, some trucks. He lost 100 SS infantry, 60 pioneers. Wow, 26 half tracks. SS pioneers 20, some panzerschrecks and other ways of transport. Any tanks he had here? No. Okay, so he rammed on our tanks. I think, yeah, we have few tanks here. And yeah, we didn't have that much infantry, but the tanks just destroyed them. Artillery, so again, this is the linchpin defense of St. Vint. I don't know how they held, but they did. Normally, during the war, if you breach to core command, that's where the line, you know, its line is screwed. Something went wrong. Well, we are desperate. You might see like, oh yeah, we're defending well, but there's few points on the map. If they break, it's like a dam. Then, you know, hell let loose. So that's more or less the history. I hope you liked it. Looking at the strategic map, as you can see, the enemy is almost touching our lifeline. So we definitely need to do something about that. We might maybe send those units in this direction just to counter him for as long as possible. I don't know what's attacking here, but yeah, we'll see. Now, other things, yeah, so they're breaching to further and further on the bulge. As you can see, yep, this is the Baston, so we're getting pushed more and more. Groovy, that's when we need to be careful. We don't want it to be a next 9th armored mistake. Some vents surrounded. There's a unit here. How much infantry is here? 220. The thing is manageable. We don't know how much is here. How much recon we have. Yeah, we're missing. He still have Piper across the river, which is really important. If the Piper would go here, he would just wipe us. There's no... Yeah, I don't know why he's not doing that. He just put one unit here, go around, you know, maybe this area, even with... Don't even use the Tiger 2s, just use Panthers. But yeah, everything north of it just holds. Now, there's lots of reinforcements coming as well. So this is Airborne Corps. If you look here, First Army, yeah, so 18 Airborne Corps, so 82nd Airborne Division, 30th Infantry Division, which is connected to the Airborne, is coming for our rescue. 1st Infantry Division, and there is some card. So what we have here, 101st Airborne, so it can go here as well. We're not gonna place it yet. Now, the last thing even in this episode is I wanna go through the stats. Total number of troops. So we have 129,000 of troops on the map. The enemy have 106, so they definitely got some reinforcements last round. I don't know what is it, but we're gonna find out. Because we're gonna go into a little bit more detail in terms of the statistics. Now, casualties sustained. When we go through, as you can, if you remember, the enemy of the Axis had around 20,000 casualties from the stats. Now, according to this, they have 31.6. So 1/3 of the casualties they repaired, they held, they found, and they're not losing as much as us. We're losing, I think, what they had 20,000, so we have like 12, I think. Can quickly check here. Yeah, we lost 12. So 12 definitely, from 15. 12 from 15 is 1/5. So we 20% of our casualties not permanent. Now, casualties sustained in terms of guns. So we had much more, but we're catching up. If you compare here, this was almost double. Now it's just 40, 50 difference. In terms of number of guns, we're catching up to him because we had lots of infantry divisions, so they definitely have some guns. Heavy flak, definitely he got some heavy flak, and heavy flak means that he got probably some panzer division. That would be my guess. Casualties, so he lost 20 heavy flags. Our heavy flags are just used as anti-tank guns, and we mostly have them somewhere around those areas. Now, infantry, casualties sustained, so 25,000 towards 15.6 total. We have 114,000 and he have 83,000. So he depleted a little bit, but he got around 4,000 infantry last round. We got, wow, that's 16,000, around 16, 15 and a half. Light flag, he have 505, we have 235. Casualty sustained, so he has 69. Light flag destroyed, we got 21. Motorized. Motorized, very important. I think this is one of the strongest parts in the game, because motorized are kind of elite units on both sides. So might be our cavalry units, our armored units. So we lost 1,667, he lost 1,100. So this is around 500 difference, but he's motorized, cost him much more. We have much more motorized. If you can see the graph, we have much more motorized towards him. It's almost 2-to-1. So the casualties, I accept. Now you can see what we got the reinforcements. That's how, that was my bet, that his next elite division, or few regiments got here, because this means trouble. Now tanks, we have almost 2,000 tanks. As I said, like, there's lots of British tanks and lots of British infantry behind the river. I'm not sure what the river is here, Meuse. That's my guess. You can let me know in the comments if there's name of the river. I always try to read or watch YouTube about Bastogne, but it just fell from my memory what the river is. So enemy have a 968. They got 80 extra tanks. Now we will see what it is, because we're gonna go into details. So that's scary again. His tanks are really scary. Now, looking at the German units, maybe let's go first. Anything we see here? So 122 millimeter howitzer. So this is Russian, and they just use it. So they have 161, 128, Pak 44. So I think this was the Yak Panther. No, Yak Tiger. This is, I think, what Yak Tiger used. So they have 0 on the map. This might be not accurate. I don't know how the reports look here in terms of, if I see it on a map, I need to then this come as a stat. So this is general on the map. I'm not sure. I think this is generally on the map wherever they have, because there's no way I've seen all of his units on the front line already. 150 millimeters howitzer, so he got some. 150, and this is 152. This is again Russian, used by Germany. 174. Anything 170, just 12. So this is his big caliber guns. 210, so 20. So he have some guns. So we have 37 millimeter anti-tank guns. So this is our paratrooper units, and this kind of paratrooper, this is what paratrooper would got. This was what defend themselves with, in Ardennes. 37 anti-tanks and lots of Piat and bazookas. Mostly PS, to be honest. Any bigger things which we are interested? So 75 millimeter howitzers, which they have. They still have 256 packs, 243 mortars, 535. Okay, so that's quite a big number of mortars when we normally destroy 1 or 2 each turn. Oh, yeah, like just few, not many. In comparison, we have 376, so he have more mortars than us. 76 millimeter mortar is 228. Now 88 millimeter flag, 349. So that's quite scary. It's still big number. Now 88 millimeter packs. This is what it's on a Tiger tank, I think, some around those lines. He still have 8. We have 59. So this is our heavy flag. This is all our heavy flag. 90 millimeter anti-air guns were mounted on M36. We're gonna check them. Now airborne units, we have 7,000, 8,000. So that's really good. This is something which we can fight versus his Panzer Grenadiers on equal terms. Now British units we're gonna skip. So BR stands for British. There's no point because they are behind the map. There's just a 21st Army Group. Few units which we can move and some artillery. Now anything else here? Bazookas. Okay, so our penal battalion, penal groups. We still have to sacrifice 3,760 of them. We got influx of around 700. Broom bars. Okay, so that's a scary thing. So this is Panzer IV assault gun. I think 150 millimeters assault gun with massive front armor. So they have 9. definitely some SS division. Fallschirmjägers, 2740. Ferdinand's, nothing. So Ferdinand was a Tiger tank, which was Porsche. Just converted into a disaster, to be honest. But in most of the games, they perform quite well, not in real life. Now, GI's Greens, 9,220, but we were as low as 7,760. Veterans, much more. We have much more veterans. You know, this is the winter of 1944. This is just few months before the Germany collapsed. Grave teams, according to this is 0. I don't know, is it true? Well, let's hope so. Guerrillas, 58. Hetzers, 51. So they lost half of the Hetzers. Horse drone teams, 1,071, yes. Number, so this is ours. Hummels, 45. So they get the increase again with Hummels. Not with Hetzers, with Grills. Then Jagdtiger, Jagdpanthers, 9. Jagdpanzer Force. Okay, so they got almost double amount. So Jagdpanzer Force normally comes with Panzer Force battalions. So probably that's what they got. Jagdtigers, nothing. That's the strongest anti-tank assault gun or anti-tank vehicle, I think, in the war. Just Russians had something which was ISU 152 or Su 152. That was the only measurement to compare with this. This was 122 or 150 millimeters gun on a King Tiger chassis. Jaegers. So Jaegers again, they're depleting. Maybe they will get some reinforcements. Kubelwagens, they got some. M10s. So this is our Wolverines. So this is our anti-tank destroyers. So we get 100 of them. M12, I'm not sure what that is. 100, sorry, M18, so this is Hellcats. We got only 48 on the map, it's not many. No cafes, no Pershings. Pershing is mostly, you know, much better quality tank. This is something which could fight with Tigers and, you know, Tiger 2s. Our light flags, 162. Anything else? Let's just keep this few. M36, we have just 2 on the map. So this is Jackson. Now, Shermans, 71. The basic Shermans around 300. Jumbos, 56. And Easy 8s, 347. Fireflies and Stewards. Fireflies, we have 36, but they all across the river. Stewards, 500. So all the Shermans were dying a lot. Ambushed by Volkssturm. So if you watch Fury, there was a moment in the movie where we're saying that armored units of the USA were getting immense casualties due to simple Panzerschrecks. So there was a part in the movie where 2 children are running in a forest and they just unleash on a tank and they just destroy a Sherman from a side. Panzerschreck could destroy any tank which allies, which is any Western allies had. Maybe they will have problem with Churchills, to be honest, but anything apart from that, I think was going. Stewards, 500. Priests, we have 200. Now, Marauders, nothing. Mobile wagons, enemy have 24. Nachsturm, nothing. Okay, so this is a tank destroyer. It's like bigger Marauder. Nebelwerfers, they got increased, so 271, 130, and 121. Okay, and Opel Blitzes, wow. Okay, so they were depleting slowly, and then they have more than what they started with. Panthers, 255. So they backed into more or less the starting point. So we already know what they got. They got some Panther battalions. Panzerfausts. Oh, they have 0. Okay, that's strange because almost every units they had Panzerschrecks around the map. But you know, this is a little bit gamey. Panzer Grenadiers, 7,250. So this is a unit which we are quite scared of, so especially SS Panzer Grenadiers. Panzerschrecks, 760. So you know, they still below the average. Panzerwerfers. So this is Nebel on the Moltier Pioneers. So they depleting. It's good. The more Pioneers we destroy, especially, you know, full battalions, the less they can fix the bridges, because mostly pioneers can fix the bridges or build new ones or destroy the previous ones. They have pioneers, we have engineers. Panzer Force, so they had 176. There was some, they didn't use them as much. They got in influx. Rear area units, SS infantry, massive increase. So almost 4,000 increase in SS infantry, 2,000 in Panzer Grenadiers, and Pioneers, yep, around 600, 640 to be exact. Again, half tracks, armored cars, Puma. Yep, so Puma's different variants. I think this exact Puma have 50mm gun, few 250s. It's a smaller brother of 251. Apart from that, anything else? So Sexton is ours, is behind the river. It's a British gun, self-propelled. It's kind of like a priest, just, you know, British priest, just 88mm gun there instead of 105. Tooks, okay, 173. Took force, nothing. 242, 34. Yeah, so they don't have that many. Tigers, okay, there's no tigers on the map. I would think there would be any. I prefer not to be any on the map, but just would say, like, you know, they should have some tigers on the front line. They have 22 target 2s, and it's in Camp Group Piper. I think it's just somewhere, where would it be? Somewhere here, I think. Trains, okay, that's first I see. I didn't look into those stats myself that deeply. Hope you guys like it. Now, US trucks. We have 1,654. So even though we're losing so many trucks, look how many trucks we're losing. 267. Oh no, this is trucks MGs. Okay, so we have another normal trucks as well. Yeah, so even MGs we have 1,654 still. US trucks, 5,500. We lost 1,118. So we have more trucks than what we lost. So the American industry, just this is a proof in again that you cannot destroy enough. And this is what lots of people would say, that even though the Americans lost so many Shermans, they would just replace them and build more on top of it, because they were really easy to build. So that's why the Germans get overwhelmed. They could repair the Panzer Force as much as they want. It just, you cannot fight against the what half of a continent of the North America, and on top of it with half of Asia, which, you know, come from Russia, and smaller countries all around. This is not possible. Now, Volksgrenadiers with Kar 98s, we almost halved it. You know, it's half of it. And the same here. No, it's like 60% of the beginning. So he got SS, he got some elite infantry, but we depleted his basic infantry, so his Volksgrenadier divisions. This is, you know, where these units come from. Volkssturm, 2,500. I didn't see any Volkssturm. No, we destroyed 30 Volkssturm so far. This is Waffen-Stab, so 1,630. I'm not sure is it a lot or no, but you can see that they got some unit. This is where they started. We didn't attack anything, and then 300. I don't know how much is it. It's a car, maybe just the 1 or 2 divisions. Some Vespas that we're getting every now and then, and some Wilbowins, 32. Now just going through the stats. As you can see, we're getting more and more supplies. So this time it's 88,000 supplies. We get 1 track, 60 rear area units, and 1 Easy 8. Fuel, 60,000, the usual. Political points, we're holding all those cities. Now, Saint-Vint and Bastogne, debatable. They closing on us, so maybe we'll have to give them back. So the closest unit here to Task Force Caraway, 20th of December. Now we are on 18th of December. So in few turns, I think this will wake up faster than it's expected. yeah, something which we normally don't do before we finish is to look at the supply. So our most of our supply, and really all of our supply, let me just maybe get this out and this out. Yes. So our supply comes from here. You can see, yeah, let me open just supply, how much extra supply we have. So we supplied 56,000 of supply and 50,000 of fuel. We got 60,000 of fuel and 87,000, 88,000 of supply. So no matter how much we use, we cannot get rid of our supply. We cannot run out. They can encircle us. This is the way you can run out. And some units, they have tough supply. So anything in green, it's in good supply. So let's go to the front line and run it through the front line. So it's good supply. Marshes, you know, this is harder to move. So anything in on the marshes is red. But just let's stick to the front line. So our lifelines, you know, the major roads we're holding. So even those units which are on cut-off bridges, they're getting good supply. Looking through 14 cavalry division, still good supply. Now this is our supply is a little bit crappy because there's a unit here, but apart from that, it's pretty good. Now this is Guivi, Gueve, Guvi. I don't know how you say it exactly. So it's still good supply. That's a problem in general. La Roche supply us here as well. So because we destroyed the bridges, this is not as good supply. If we would fix that bridge, then this supply would start, would be much better. Now the other way the supply is coming is through this major road, and it goes here and into Bastogne. So I think if I would fix that, we'll have two ways of getting the supply into on the map. So I think this engineer unit we will risk it. We'll fix this major road, and hopefully our airborne corps will gonna, you know, seal the gap. Now looking into here, so as well, this is on yellow. So not as good supply, but supply well enough. Now the only worry is I think in the bottom. Yeah, so it's yellow. Let's see the front line. Yeah, it's still yellow. And those units are on blue. So after blue is red. And so this, as you can see, they didn't got what they expected. Unit details, yes, so they have they requested 140. They got 70. And they got requested 1,640 and they just got 820. Yep, so they didn't receive what they're supposed to receive. So definitely those units need to run away. I don't know what happened. I know there was a unit here. Maybe we just don't see it. Probably we just don't see it. But we need to just escape. And I might even use the airplanes just to fix that problem. And yeah, that's more or less it. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you guys think about the new schedule, you know, like new ways of building the episodes. So this is my first try to just try something different. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the likes and all the comments. But yeah, just give me more. Just give me more. I love it. Thank you very much. And bye-bye.